Hello from the fish god. I'm doing a remake today of a zebra midge. I'm doing this because I did not like the way the other zebra midge came out. The other video came out. I'm trying to do some remakes, get them done. I'm going to make this one quick. This is a staple. A zebra midge is something everybody should have in their box. This is a fish god staple, something I always have with me. Midges are present in every water. You'll find midges and worms in every water you fish. So having midges around and having one that is very effective really pays off. I'm going to show you a quick way to start this video. When I go to put a bead on a small hook, this is a size 18 hook, okay? And I've got a tub of beads here. What I did is put the hook in the hemostats. I'm going to come up to the tub of beads and basically push down into a hole, wrap it around. You see it's now on the bead, and then all I have to do is flip it over. Now I got the bead on, I can put it in the vise. That's how I put a bead on a size 18 hook, real simple. Makes a big difference. What we're gonna do now with this zebra midge, I'm just gonna get it tied up real quick. It's a really simple fly to tie. This will be in the beginning fly tying. I'm going to start the thread right here behind the bead. I'm going to put a little dam to keep that bead from moving anywhere. Start tapering down, and you can see there's a little taper there. I'm going to go ahead and trim the excess thread. I've got a piece of I use either small or brassy size wire depending on the size of the hook. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this piece of wire up here. And when I put the wire in, I literally put it in that little V between where the thread hooks on and the hook shank and kind of tuck it up under. Then I can lift my thread, and then I can pull that wire back a little bit, tie down the excess. Okay. Now, this whole fly is nothing but thread. What I'm using right now is a size 18 black. And you notice I'm avoiding the hook point. And what I'm doing is going at an angle. And you see the angle that the thread's at? That's how you tie. You tie that at an angle, you'll avoid the hook point. I'm going to wrap that down all the way into the bend of the hook. Once I get into the bend of the hook, I'm going to counterclockwise spin my thread. And what that's doing is flattening the thread. Okay? So this will smooth out the body a little bit. It won't be corded like a rope. And if you see it, every time I go around one time, it twists it once. So if it starts getting twisted again and it starts not looking flat, just counterclockwise spin that thread, it'll flatten out again. That way you'll get a nice smooth body. Okay, I'm going to come right back up to the head of the fly. I'm going to lift that wire straight up, bring it straight down. My left hand will grab the from underneath. You'll see my left hand grabs it from underneath and transfers it to my right hand. Now I'm just doing open spirals, okay? And try and get it as equidistant as you can, one spiral from the other. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be segmented. This is the segments of the fly. When I get up behind the bead, I might wrap it one additional time right behind the bead. That just gives a little bit more for that bead not to rattle. Then I'm going to wrap over it with a thread. I'm holding it up with my right hand, wrapping the thread with my left, drop the bobbin, come back underneath, grab it, back again, drop the bobbin. Now I'm going to switch hands. My left hand is going to get the wire. Right hand does a couple turns, locking wraps, okay? Then kink that wire forward, kink that wire back. Do it a couple times. Oftentimes that's enough to stress that wire to where you don't even have to helicopter, but we're going to helicopter this off. It breaks off, and if you look, it didn't leave a big tag. That way you can, it's like trimming it close without having to. Now I'm just going to do a little whip finish, and this fly is done. That's a zebra midge. That's about as simple as you're going to get anywhere. This fly I fish behind a dry if they're not very deep. This is a tungsten bead. I want it to go deep. When I fish it behind a big nymph, this is the bottom fly on a big nymph rig, and this should really get fished. A zebra midge without the bead can be fished anywhere in the water column, but when you've got a tungsten bead, it's going to be right on the bottom. And I love the tungsten bead. This is one that does quite well. So that's a zebra midge. Pretty simple. Nip that thread, nice and clean. If that tag's sticking out, that sticks out a whole lot more on camera than it does for real. You can trim out any little fibers that might be hanging there. And I can see one or two in the camera, but I can't see them with my eyes. You can put on a little bit of Sally Hansen's hardest nails. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little dab right here at the tie-in. It soaks right into the thread. You could do the whole body that way, just touch it. And this thing, and then if you touch it with your finger like that, that'll soak up any excess. But that thing will be bulletproof. I mean, it'll hold up through, 20 fish. You'll lose the fly long before you lose the finish on that fly. But that's the zebra midge. It's a pleasure doing these videos. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. The reason I'm doing remakes is I've listened to you. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something about zebra midge and how to tie it that maybe you didn't know before. I'm going to keep bringing as much knowledge as I can. I'm going to redo a couple more videos because I did not like the way they came out. I'm liking the way this is going to come out. Again, this is Bill Frangos at Fish God 1 on YouTube. Thank you. Subscribe.